And if you're going to run a business, and I told you, you have to think of yourself as a business if you're doing this full time. If you're doing what I do and you're trying to get to that 100,000 a year, you're trying to get to 1,750 to $2,000 a week. If you're doing what I do, you got to take it serious. You got to take it like a business, okay? If you own a business, if you own a restaurant, what do? You need the kitchen. You need to sign the lease. You need to get the kitchen equipment. You need to hire cooks. You need utensils. All that stuff is an expense, okay? With us, you just buy the electric car. You put down the little down payment. If you don't have it, use your credit. If you don't have credit and you don't have a down payment, use your vehicle that you have as a down payment. But do whatever you got to do to get out of that heavy maintenance of a gas vehicle. But my equipment, right? My charge is my bill every month. If I had a restaurant, I had to pay light bill. This way I pay the charge, okay? So you're gonna have expenses. So we're not acting like we don't add in the expenses, but relax with it, enjoy the process, and not stress about having to go to Costco and wait on $100 batches, or drive 12 hours a day, putting yourself and a customer at risk because you're falling asleep at the wheel trying to make $2,000 a week. It's ridiculous. It's not sustainable. You understand that? I hope you do. So I'm gonna show you Sunday's results, which are pretty much the same every Sunday. It's going to be the same because you're going to hit that bonus, okay? Then I'll show you the week and how the week turned out. And then at the end, I want to show some of you how to pick a Lyft ride, because rideshare will piss you off if you don't know what you're doing. You'll get people that slam in your door, eating, vaping, a rude vibe, a bad vibe. You don't want that. But you have to know how to pick them, because you don't know the person's going to be polite or rude or whatever until they get in the car. So you have to know how to pick them. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you a ride, picture perfect ride, but they come up a lot and you have to know what to look at first. Anyway, let's look at the results from last week, okay? So, let me grab me old specs. Okay. So I made 160 on Instacart. This is Sunday's results, okay? It was a short week. I don't know if I told you it was a short week. I had my daughter's graduation, and that took out Wednesday and Thursday. I still managed to do multi-apping before I got to her school and after I dropped her off at night, after we went out to dinner, took them all out to dinner and everything. It was a lot of fun. When you're talking about doing a couple batches and a couple rides on the way home, these are short, little, because I'm going for hourly wage. I'm talking like $15 batch for 5 items, 2-mile delivery. I can get in and out of the store in 10 minutes, right? And delivery is 5 minutes. You have to understand, I'm going for hourly wage. I'm not trying to wait for this big batch, because yes, I do miss out on those. It happens. I get some. You can go through my videos. You'll see I get the $100 batches, the 60s. So I get them, but I miss a lot of them because I'm working on something else. I'm working on an hourly wage, okay? So I worked about 4.5 full days. So let's take a look at the results. Instacart, I made 160.50, right? And from swipe to swipe, from the hours that I was active, about 4.5 hours. So it's about 35.55 an hour. So my ratio wasn't that good, because the ratio is going to be better as the tips, if the tips are better. There'll be better batches, more like, instead of $20 for 20 items, $20 for 20 items, it'll be $20 for 10 items. That gets your ratio going, because that's 2 to 1 right there, and it'll show in the final results. But it was okay ratio. So on Lyft, you can see I made $242.25 and got the $150 bonus. And the blue line, I'm just trying to show you that you have to pick the proper rides. The blue line shows you pretty much you should be averaging about $6 per ride, $6 to $7 per ride. Sometimes you won't, sometimes it'll be $5, but it should be, and I'm going to show you at the end of the video how to get it like that. Uber, I only worked for 1 hour for $40.50, so $40 per hour. If you add them all together, $433.25 for Sunday, right? Sunday's always going to be a good day for you, because you're going to get that bonus. Even if I took the 150 off of there, it'd still be about 280, which isn't bad. You know, I could have, if I'm at 280, I'm just going to stay out till I get a little one, push it up to 300. But you're going to have those days. Hey, if you guys are getting anything out of this video and you're trying to figure out how to get your income up, because I'm trying to really help people that are making 100 a day or 150, and they're just like, man, I can't get it. It may be because you're waiting on the magic batch. You got magic batch syndrome or the golden egg syndrome where you keep waiting on it. But the hourly wage ones always come in. So but that's what I'm kind of going for. If you're getting anything out of this, could you please subscribe? I'm gonna let Mr. Subscribe tell you how to push the button. All right, so let's go through the week. All right, so Instacart was 904.91, and you can see my ratio is about 1.4 to 1. So the people were just not tipping this week. This just wasn't good tippers. Now, from active hours were 20, so the 904 divided by the 20 was 45.20. See, you want to pick them right, and that if I went through all my batches, you'd see that I only had a few, unicorns. I had maybe 160, 150, a couple 40s. I think I had a 79. I'm just going by memory, but there weren't many unicorns. Here's Lyft. Okay, so obviously once you hit the 150, it's going to raise that hourly rate up, right? Because before I was at 350, but you can see Tuesday and Wednesday and even Thursday, I didn't do that many rides because of my daughter's graduation. But I ended up at 498.52. Usually, if you look back on some of my videos, you'll see that Lyft usually ends up 550. I usually get more tips. Just people were not tipping last week. That's what happens. But these are all short rides. 50 rides you can see right there for 17 and a half hours. So 17 and a half hours for $500. And then you add the $25 for a little octopus tablet, $25 a month, right? Okay, so here's Uber. Uber, I only worked 6 hours, did 19 trips, 6 hours, and I made $286. I told you, Uber pays the most. Uber is usually $50 to $55 per hour. If you go back through some of my videos, you'll see they usually pay more. Just the tippers are not there right now. But I still managed to make $47.83 average per hour, $286 for 6 hours. And you can see on Tuesday, you can see behind that 47, Tuesday was a night, that was one of the days I worked the full day because Wednesday and Thursday I was with my daughter, right? So Tuesday was a full day, worked for an hour and 45 minutes for Uber and made $85. See, the thing about Uber is they're going to throw out a lot of junk, but you're doing other stuff. You're doing other apps because you're going for hourly wage, so it doesn't matter what they throw out. And when the good ones come up, believe me, you'll get them. You'll be able to get them. Here was Friday. I worked a full day, hour and 45 minutes. Sometimes Uber Eats offers better gigs than Instacart throughout the day, and I end up beating Instacart. Not very often. Usually Instacart's the main breadwinner, but Uber offers a better hourly wage than Instacart when they're doing it right. So you just have to turn down a lot of garbage. Now, I put this on here because I fired DoorDash. They cost me a little bit of money via time. Because remember, time is everything. Time is the bottom line of everything in this job. That's why you don't want to wait at restaurants. You keep that Instacart app on when you're waiting for a restaurant to fulfill a DoorDash or an Uber Eats order. If they're too long, you keep Instacart on because if a batch comes in, that's cancelable stuff. And they understand that. And be honest about it. If you're waiting a long time, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, go in and press that button that says not ready because we have to be rated. They rate us. We have to rate the restaurant because it's going to make them better. It's going to let the owner know, hey man, customers have been complaining, drivers have been complaining, they're waiting too long, and they can fix the problem. So I fired DoorDash, so made zero on them. And because you can't let a company like DoorDash tell you how to run your courier service. This is your independent contractor courier service. It's your car, you pay the insurance, you're covering all the expenses to contract one of their jobs. So I'll be damned if I'm going to let your little acceptance rate and your completion rule dictate what jobs I take. If you don't throw me something at $30 an hour, I guarantee DoorDash will say 0 every week, and I'll make it to $17.50 with Instacart, Uber, and Lyft. Okay, you can't let them dictate. So here, let's take a look at the total for the week. The total for the week was $16.90.31. So I made $16.90.31. My goal was $17.50. So 4.5 days. So you see where I always end up at the same place pretty much every week. Now, I told you that I wanted to show the people that do rideshare how to pick a ride. All right, so let's take a look at this really quick. This is a typical ride right here. Now, the first thing, I underlined certain things to kind of let your eyes see what I'm looking at when I first have a ride come in. You get about, I think you get like 10 seconds to look at these things. The first thing I look at is the rating. If they're anything below 4.8, I just decline it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a 2-minute ride and a 2-minute drop off. There's just no way I'm picking you up, because a lot of people have not liked you. And what makes you think I'm going to like you? I mean, I probably will. I like everybody. But when you get in someone's car and you disrespect enough people, your rating goes down. It keeps going down. So by the time it gets to me, I'm like, oh, well, a whole bunch of people have not liked him or her. I'm not going to pick them up. So the first thing you look at is your rating. It's a 5.0 right there. The next thing I look at is, where are they? Okay, this guy's 3 minutes from me. Perfect. How far am I going? I'm going for a 20-minute drive with this guy. He's 3 minutes from me and 20 and basically 18. So let's say 18 and 3, 21. The whole job's going to take about 20 minutes. And then you look at what it pays. It's paying $11.55. Okay, well, 20 goes around 3 times in 1 hour, right? So you're making about $33 per hour on the contractual. Now, Lyft started a new thing down here where it says estimated $1.56 per mile, and you can use that. You can just look at that and go, hey, I'll take anything over $1.20 a mile, because you already know if it says anything over $1 a mile, you'll look up and the information will be nice, except for the rating. You have to look at the rating. I'm telling you, this is real important. Don't put people in your car that a lot of people don't like. That's all I'm saying. You're going to find a lot of bad ratings if you're on Friday and Saturday night. You know why? Because those people have been drunk. And what happens is, with bad rating people, they treat you like a chauffeur or a taxi. And we're neither. We're neither of that. I'm an independent contractor using my vehicle, my business vehicle, to transport cargo or a person from here to here. Groceries from here to here. Person from here to here. Uber Eats from here. That's what I'm contracted to do. I'm not a taxi cab driver where you can get in my car and disrespect it by eating and spilling shit and doing your vape and puking and doing all this stuff because, it's just a taxi cab. It's, it's a company car. Nope, it's not. And I'm not a chauffeur where you can say, hey man, can you stop by 7-Eleven? No, I can't. This is time, baby. I got to do exactly what the app, and I always use the excuse. I never get that, but when I have, I use the excuse, man, I got to follow the law. I have to follow the app or they'll fire me. And once they know, oh man, he's not going to put his job on the line, then, and if they did, I wouldn't anyway. I would just go, nah, man, I didn't sign up for this. And then it would become a problem. But you don't want to put people in your car with bad ratings. That's all I'm getting at. And the first thing you want to look at is their rating. This is a perfect, ideal ride right here. It's ideal. He's 3 minutes from me. He's a 5-star, 20 minutes in the car. It's probably going to be a pleasure to talk to, a nice person. Boom. You just made 33. You just made a quick $11. I mean, and then you pick up another one. Believe me, it works. And I'm showing you how it works by the results that I've shown you in this video. So if you got anything out of it,